Hey folks, welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3, where last time we made our way into the lair of Ansur, the heart of the gate, discovered his past history with Balduran, who is now the Emperor, defeated the undead dragon who refused to aid us, picked up some legendary items, and came to a resolution with Will that he would become the Blade of Avernus, that he would devote himself now to hunting devils and fiends on the Sword Coast and in the Hells, in hopes of protecting Baldur's Gate. We also left off trying to figure out a way into this secret room. Now, I figured this out off camera and then reloaded an earlier save to show you how it works. But you may recall that I attempted to place this note. Where is it? It was a note from Balduran to Ansur. Dear Ansur. I tried to place this on the pedestal here, but it's strange. It says not enough space, which is very odd because we had picked up the helmet from here. And this is really the only thing that we can interact with in this room. These dragons, we can't shock them or light them. They're not torches. So I went ahead and tried to put the helmet back. And, come on. It does lower the gate just fine. So I'm not quite sure why it wasn't lowered when the helm was in the middle of the pedestal, but when you put it back on after taking it off, the door opens up. And if you go inside, there's no additional treasure, unfortunately. There's just a quick exit from the sewers. So now we're back in Worms Rock Prison and have to make our way out because we can't fast travel out of here. But that's fine. This is not that hard for us to deal with. Which way do we go here? Nope, not that way. Which way? How do we get out of here? We need to get... I think we circle around here. There was a door here. We had opened this in the past. There we go. It's open. Okay. That gets us back into the prison. And then from here we can get out. So I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll cut the video here. I did want to show that, but I'm just gonna head back to camp and swap Will out for Shadowheart and move some equipment around. So we'll cut the video here. And we'll be back in a moment to resume our adventure. All right, welcome back. Inventory management, party management's done. Shadowheart's back in the party. Will is chilling over here with his dad. We can maybe check in with Ravengard and Mizora here, see what they think about Will's new mission in life.
The Absolute's voice is gone, but I still hear its echoes. Reflections of reflections.
Tell him about your battle with Ansur.
A terrible fate for Ansur, my son. Yet my hopes for the city's future have never been higher.
I failed, Father. The worm is fallen.
A terrible fate for Ansur, my son. Yet my hopes for the city's future...
Are we doing things out of order, or...?
Higher.
I don't understand.
You and your allies slayed the undead terror that was once the Great Ansur. You are stronger than even the Great Worm. You will be the one to part the storms and lead the people through. You, not Ansur, are the savior we need. First, you will fell the Absolute. Then we will rebuild Baldur's Gate. We will take back our city together. I will name you Baldur's Gate's newest Grand Duke of the Council. You will be hailed Heart of the Gate.
Grand Duke. I look the part of a fiend.
I will tell the citizens and the patriarchs of your good works. They will know you carry your father's banner.
Uncertainty fills the air. Will has reached a fork in his path.
This is so weird. It's like It's like we saw this cutscene already without Ravengard. As if he died and Will had to make the decision himself, but he's still alive. I think that must be it. There must be some kind of logic error in the game script, in the code, that thinks that you're not able to save Ravengard from the Iron Throne if you chose your freedom as Will instead of choosing to sacrifice yourself. It's a bit odd, but we know what happened here. He's going to become the Blade of Avernus.
Will?
I fought to right the wrongs of the coast, to slay the men and monsters that hunt the helpless. It is in the wilds that I find my courage, not in the halls of upper city estates. There will be no Grand Duke Will Ravengard, and there will be no Blade of Frontiers. I am now the Blade of Avernus. For as long as demons and devils imperil the Sword Coast, they will be my prey.
Then go with my blessing. Be Faerun's great defender. Courage, insight, strategy, justice. Let these be the lights that guide you, my son. Hail, the Blade of Avernus!
The Blade of Avernus!
A calm settles over you. The Elder Brain is a menace, but with the Blade of Avernus at your side, you know you can triumph.
So a second viewing of that series of interactions, somehow more satisfying with Older being part of the conversation. A bit of a bug in the game's code, I think, but that's okay. Mizora, do you have any thoughts?
The Blade of Avernus. How marvelous. It rolls right off the tongue. Tell me, little bug, who should Will's first target be?
You? Let's see. Well, I mean, technically, we have to kill Orin before we can deal with the Elder Brain, but the Elder Brain is first on the list. Everything else will need to wait.
Yes. To kill the Absolute, to free the infected, to end the illithid grand design. Could there be a more heroic journey? But what about the next battle? And the next? How mighty will the stalwart blade be without warlock powers to help him? Tell me you haven't forgotten. Once the Absolute is no more, so is my aid. Well, perhaps I might pay a visit once he's settled, offer some advice. A bit of infernal altruism, if you will. Ah, the thrill of the unknown. I can't wait to see how this epic plays out.
Okay. Let's go ahead and travel back to the lower city because last episode... Oh, one more thing that I should mention here. Ravengard mentioned it briefly, and I didn't notice it at the time, or I didn't understand it at the time. I just wanted to comment. In the fight, we had Astarion use an arrow of dragon slaying, and it was a bit underwhelming, and I didn't understand why. I've since realized Ansur was not technically a dragon. He was an undead. So in 5e's class system, you can't be more than one type of creature, and I guess undead takes precedence over dragon. So the arrow did not do the extra damage it was intended to, but if we fight a living dragon, his remaining dragon-slaying arrows should be quite valuable. We'll see if we get an opportunity to do that or not. Anyway, for now, we're going to go ahead and travel. We need to get to the Devil's Fee, so let's go to the lower city central wall here to start. Looks like we'll get a free short rest out of it as well, so a bunch of abilities will come back. So with everything we've learned about the Emperor, Tava no longer trusts him, in fact actively distrusts him, and feels we need to free Orpheus and take our chances there rather than continuing to work with the Emperor. In order to do that, we have to get to the Hells and the House of Hope.
Tyrant.
Oh.
Slain. Joy. Freedom. Close. Help me. Help you. Reciprocation. Watchers. Ignore you. Foundry. Neutralized. Witnesses. Eliminated. You walk free. You won. Task. Kill Orin. Kill Orin. Kill Orin. Kill Orin.
Wow. Okay, so the Elder Brain reaches out to us, offering us cooperation for now, presumably, and tells us that all the witnesses to our assault on Gortash have been eliminated. I wonder now, so I speculated in the audience hall whether or not the Patriarchs, seeing the Steel Watch fall, took their shot, and that's why there were so many dead people in the audience hall. But now I'm wondering if maybe the Elder Brain killed them all to make things easier for us to deal with Gortash. It seems unlikely, as Gortash was holding the Netherstone at that time, but he did tell us that without all three, it was regaining some autonomy. So not quite sure what happened there, but apparently none of the Steel Fist is going to bother us. All the witnesses have been eliminated. The Steel Watch obviously is destroyed. And so we have free reign of the city, it seems, at this point, and the Elder Brain wants us to do one thing, which is to find and kill Orin the Red. Something we're going to do anyway. I'm not sure what the Elder Brain's plan is for after we have all three Netherstones, because at that point we can control the crown. Presumably with Gale's aid, we can rebuild the crown or do something with the crown. We found that book in the vaults of the wizard. I forget his name, but the one with the shop here in town. Anyway, all of that is sort of secondary. Our current objective is to deal with the Emperor problem, which requires us to go to hell. So, let's go to hell. We're not going to pay her 20 grand. We're going to find another way around that problem.
My most prospective customer. Welcome back.
Okay. With regards to the House of Hope,
My offer still stands.
what are my options here? Waive the fee and I'll add one of Raphael's artifacts to your collection. You'll have that price or I'll have you. I already paid you too much, you're ripping me off. I mean, she's not going to respond to this. If I do this and succeed, I'll still have to pay 10 grand. But we know she's a servant of evil. There's no problem lying to her. I'm just worried the game will somehow require me to give an artifact to her, but if it comes to that, we can always have a fight with her to refuse that. Let's mislead her for now. Let's just lie straight to her face that we'll give her an artifact if she gets us there for free. And then later we can say, I'm not giving you an artifact. You're a devil's servant. You're a fiend. You're an evildoer. Let's go ahead and make the persuasion check. What's the DC? It is very high, but we have a plus 15. We have a plus 16. So as long as we roll better than a 4, and we can use inspiration if we need to, we should be able to do this. Natural 20. Wow.
You put me in a difficult position, mortal. You are almost certain to fail. Almost. And so, there is a chance you might succeed. Fine. I'd like to be able to carry all of my precious stock without the need of a team of oxen. There are gauntlets of hill giant strength within the House of Hope. Free passage, and you fetch them for me. Deal?
Gauntlets of hill giant strength. That would put the wearer's strength at 21, I believe. I don't know that we can trade out any of our existing gauntlets for that, but it is a nice item. Honestly, like as a gamer, I wouldn't even mind giving those to her, I don't think. But we've already kind of picked our poison here. We've decided we're going to mislead her. We're going to deceive her. We're going to welch on the deal. We never had any intention of fulfilling it because we don't owe honest dealings to an evil being, and we need to get to the hell. So, for now, let's agree. Deal. Let's do this.
Allow me to outline how this is going to work. First, you were never here. We never spoke. Second, you will perform the rites yourself. I want absolute deniability. Here's the grimoire and necessary components. Oh, take this key, too. It unlocks the ritual room upstairs.
Well, I didn't really need that.
There's a blood circle already drawn. Don't ask whose blood.
Along with the grimoire and components, Helsik hands you a note containing precise instructions for performing the ritual.
Finally, you were never here. That is of utmost import to remember. Now be gone!
Okay. So, Helsik agreed to help us get to Raphael's House of Hope in the Hells. She gave us an old grimoire that outlines the steps for a ritual to open a portal. We should follow the instructions. Helsik the Diabolist said she will help us reach the House of Hope if we steal a powerful artifact for her while we're there. Gauntlets of Hill Giant Strength. We agreed to the deal. She gave us a note with precise instructions. We should follow them in the ritual room upstairs. Fair enough. Do I have any wares to sell? I mean, I have a couple of notes. I don't think it's that important. Let's look at the new items here. The ritual pouch contains a skull, incense, a diamond, an infernal marble, and a coin of mammon. Oh, we had a couple of those already, didn't we? Yeah, we've looted them upstairs. Then we have opening a hell gate. To open the portal, you must place the ritual items in their proper places on the blood star. Place the skull on the star point near the altar. Place the coin of mammon on the next point to the right. Counting clockwise, skip a point and place the diamond on the next one. Place the incense on the point that follows the diamond. Finally, place the infernal marble in the center of the star. All right. Well, let's head upstairs and do this ritual. I hope she's disabled this. It does look like she has disabled the magical protection on this room now. Yes, okay.
I strongly suggest that you reconsider this course of action.
Of course you do.
Expect to gain from the Hells is not worth the risk of traveling there uninvited.
Yeah, he doesn't like it. He doesn't want us to not be dependent on him to free Orpheus. I'm pretty sure he lied to us about, Orpheus refusing to work with us. I think there's a good chance we can persuade him. I think we've already looted this chest. Yeah, alright. So, this then would be the altar, I think. Right? I think it has to be. So let's examine our instructions one more time. Place the skull on the star point near the altar. Coin of mammon, next point to the right. Let's start there. Okay. So, skull goes here. Ooh, fun. Coin of mammon, next point to the right. Counting clockwise, skip a point. Then diamond, incense. Alright, so skip a point, diamond. Incense. And finally, the infernal marble goes in the center.
Demons offer, but there is no reason to provoke him by invading his home.
Yeah. All right, guys, here we go. We're heading to the portal to the House of Hope. Wish me luck. Let's find out what we've got in store for us in hell. certainly we've got to fight with Raphael sometime here. Oh, now this is interesting. We're back in hell, back in Avernus. That means Karlach's engine should be calming down. Let's see what she has to say about being here.
Gods, I can't believe I'm doing this. We're gonna get out of here, right?
I don't know why she's standing 10 feet above us, but of course, we just need to get the hammer and go.
Get in, get the hammer, and go. Easy. We won't get trapped here. We won't get dragged deeper into Avernus. We won't. On the bright side, my engine finally feels normal. Like it isn't about to explode. I gotta admit, that's pretty nice. Let's find that hammer and get out of here before I get used to feeling like I might live.
Huh. You know what? This actually might be really good for her. Because she's refused to come back here. Obviously understandable. She was trapped here for 10 years, enslaved by Zariel. And I guess you could call it PTSD about Avernus that she has. But if we have a successful mission where we get in, get what we want, get out, maybe that makes her feel a little bit more confident about traveling between these planes. If we can set her up so that she can come here, do some work, maybe with Will as the Blade of Avernus hunting devils or something, and then go back to Faerun, maybe if she can travel back and forth, she can live, right? Like, she just has to come here every once in a while to get her engine to calm down. I don't know. Maybe? I feel like this is going to be good for her, though. I still wish there was some way to fix her, but it seems unlikely. But maybe this is the path that lets her live. Coming back here one more time. Because I imagine a lot of players don't do this quest. Either miss it or choose not to for whatever reason. They trust the Emperor or whatever. Okay, well, let's take a look around the House of Hope. Presumably there's all sorts of dangers here. There's a guest book. Let's start by signing in. Let's leave a little message for Raphael. Oh, what happened?
You came. Such a shame. Curiosity killed all the cats. It won't be so kind to you.
As the woman speaks, you hear a distant rattle of chains, and she winces in pain.
The jailer will hear us. I shouldn't be talking to you. I must go. It's not kind to me.
The figure flickers and starts to dim from view, but you sense she could be convinced to return.
Well, convincing is something we're good at. All right, so we're in a place called the House of Hope. Apparently this woman, this dwarf woman, is named Hope. Maybe I can help you be free of whoever's hurting you.
The figure shimmers brightly. Your words seem to have piqued her curiosity.
I hope so. But it is a faint hope. Just like me. I can't leave. I could only suffer. But I'm supposed to do that in silence. Everyone here hates me for what I am. I'm the thing that kills you and the only reason you're alive. Made by a promise, undone by the truth. A handshake, a hug, the first beat of a newborn's heart. I am Hope. What little is left of her. A guttering candle in a universe of night.
Raphael's driven her mad. Poor soul.
I'm not much of a friend to anyone anymore. But I could use a friend myself. Do you want a friend to guide you through this madhouse? I hear the jailer. It hears me. It'll call Raphael, make every question count. Make some of them count twice.
Okay, so we are in Avernus. This is the house belonging to Raphael, a very powerful devil. So there's always the chance that this incarnation of Hope is not what it seems. It could be a deception, a defense mechanism, something to mislead intruders or invaders. But on the other hand, it's possible that she is exactly what she seems to be. The first thing we need to know, the most important thing, I need to find the Orphic hammer. Can you help?
Discover discovered an ancient Gith prince in need of a savior. The Orphic hammer is the perfect tool for breaking all infernal chains. Hope can help. The hammer is here in this house. It's...
You hear a sound like the rattle of a chain, and an agonizing scream in your head as hope flickers from view momentarily.
Shh. Quiet. There it goes. Everyone here is mad. Even you, especially me. And that makes them dangerous, but it also makes them stupid. I'll make you seem as ruined as the rest of the people here. A simple glamour to make you a terrible wretch.
Interesting.
For your questions, little wretch. But really quiet and very clever. Concentrate.
Okay. So, focus on speaking as quietly and calmly as possible. That's going to be difficult, as intelligence is not our strong suit. Charisma, prepare to speak in your finest stage whisper. This is going to be strong for us. Wisdom, formulate your questions using as few words as possible. Or paladin performance, speak as the whispered promise. Soft but assured. Well, I quite like this option. It's the same bonus as performance, but perhaps the paladin gives us advantage on the roll. The whispered promise, soft but assured. All right, let's go. We'll add a little guidance from Shadowheart. It's only a DC 10. Come on, 6 or better. Nice. There it is.
Remember, quiet as a mouse.
Okay. So, I think she started to tell us the truth about the Orphic hammer. We have limited numbers of questions to ask. Presumably. Should we ask about it a second time? One other thing, she's apparently being held by the same chains as Orpheus, so if we find the hammer, we can probably free her. Dangers should I prepare for seems like a good question as well. I mean, the Orphic hammer, I feel like we'll likely find it by exploration, but what if there's a puzzle? What if it's hidden behind an invisible wall? What if it's hidden in plain sight as like, you know, a fork that I wouldn't normally pick up? There's a possibility that we really need to ask this as many times as we can to get a straight answer out of her. And it is the primary reason we're here, so I'm going to ask this again. I need to find the Orphic hammer. Where is it?
The same place you'll find your sorry little soul when Raphael rips it out. In the archive, down the corridor, past the debtor. Oh, the debtors. They won't like you. But I like you. I know I do. I think I do. I hope I do. I just need to ask one question, and I'll know for sure.
Okay. What is it?
Can you save me? Please, 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 please.
If I can, I will. What needs to be done? Or do we just give... So she's hope, right? Interjecting doubt may harm her or may cause her to doubt us. If we act within the portfolio of her metaphysical incarnation, if we assume not just confidence but hope that we definitely can help her, if we give her hope, it might make her stronger. So I'm going to say, of course.
You don't even know how. All right. You have to listen very, very, very closely. I will say this only once. Find the key, take the hammer, smash my chains. Find the key, take the hammer, smash my chains. Find the key, take the hammer, smash my chains. But be careful when you take the hammer. The fire will come, and Raphael, you must run, 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 run. But don't forget me. Please, please, please.
I don't want to burn.
Not again. We won't. We'll get you out. I promise.
The rattle of chains echoes louder from unseen places, and without a scream or a sigh, hope disappears.
Okay. So we all received the condition Indebted Disguise. You appear as yet another debtor, trapped within the contractual hell of Raphael's House of Hope. Interesting. Fascinating stuff here. We definitely want to save Hope, and definitely want to kill Raphael. Now, the last time I checked him out, he had 666 hit points, so that's even worse than the dragon, which had 400. Nevertheless, we have tools at our disposal, right? We've got perilous stakes. I have to admit, I'm not quite clear why Astarion had a much higher chance to land this than Tava, unless it has to do with his magical ambush thing. I think it does. Maybe this counts as a spell, and when he's hidden and has that magical ambush feature active, creatures he targets with spells have disadvantages on their saves. Have disadvantage on their saves. So that's something to remember when we're trying to get that to land. Astarion might actually be better at it than Tava. All right, let's check the guest book here. House of Hope guest book. Eliasis 1492, please sign below. Invited guests with boudoir privileges. Hallister Blackcloak, social call. High Inquisitor Virilius Receptor, diabolic audit. Involuntary guests, feast hall access only, meal plan D. Silvira Savicus, return unharmed. Thavius Krieg, damned. And Sir Bluto Sans Pité, damned. Alright. Well, let's steal this. Oh, I can't steal it? Okay. We've got a plaque over here.
Rest your weary soul.
A pillar of souls. So at the moment, we can leave anytime we want to. But I'm imagining maybe this door slammed shut behind us? I'm not sure.
Look at that thing. Raphael's taste in decor is surely his most evil trait.
So everyone failed the Arcana check.
The surface of the pillar is cool. Unnaturally so, given the heat of Avernus.
It is deactivated.
The surface of the pillar is cool. Unnaturally so, given the heat of Avernus.
Can we get another check over here? No. Another pillar of souls. This may be something that maybe empowers... Oh, we can't actually see the view. I was thinking if we fought Raphael in this room, I would be worried that these pillars of souls somehow empowered him. And then I'd be nervous about the failed check, but nothing we can do about it. Let's proceed inwards. We have a good disguise here. So as long as we act in character, we should be okay. But do we want to act in character, or do we want to slaughter everyone who gets in our way? We have an Infernal Mason here, an Eternal Debtor. Let's take a look. Maybe we can gain some information. It's a level 1 skeleton, AC 9, vulnerable to bludgeoning damage, immune to poison, 6 hit points. Not a real threat to us as far as I can tell. This must be the feast hall here. We can see guests strewn about. Let's come inside. Party gained 500 experience.
The residents were guests, and all of the guests will be residents.
Errant Soul pops up to tell us that. Let's talk to the Infernal Mason here.
Another sorry soul come to wander these halls. What do you seek?
Okay, mentioning hope seems like a bad idea. Mentioning the archive might not be the greatest idea either. Mentioning hope or the archive might turn him hostile, might activate defenses, he might call for help. Let's just tell me what you know of this place.
Despite appearances, this whole house is more of a prison than a parlor. Most here have no choice but to remain. I am one such. This is not my home, but I can never leave.
Okay. So he's not... He's an eternal debtor. He's here against his will. He's probably not that fond of Raphael or the house, or... He probably doesn't turn on us if we ask him these other questions. But what ties you to the House of Hope?
I was an architect in life. A builder of tombs and temples, but mostly of towers. My proudest work reached for the stars and sought to dry Seluna's tears. It was a monument to life and to virtue, and a happy home to my master for many years.
Who was your master?
A great general, a greater man, Ketheric Thorm.
Oh boy.
When tragedy came, my master fell into darkness and despair. He marshaled a great army to ruin the world and bring all into shadow. I could not let it happen. I sought out the devil, Raphael, and signed an infernal pact with him. He promised to destroy my master's army, and I promised him my soul in return. The devil was true to his word. Fiends slaughtered my master's forces, but he endured somehow and blighted the land.
Fascinating. So this guy is the architect who built Moonrise Tower. And the deal he made with Raphael was to destroy Ketheric's army, not to slaughter Ketheric himself. I think we'll give him... We can't probably release him from this place, but we can give him peace of mind, a bit of solace in this eternal damnation. By my oath, I did what the fiends could not, and vanquished Ketheric Thorm.
Then all came to pass as I had hoped. Though a century too late for my family and friends. Your actions may have justified the price of my soul. I thank you. Tell me, what became of my pride? What became of Moonrise Towers?
Okay, so this guy now likes us. I feel pretty confident asking him any question at all. I feel like he'll be honest with us. I feel like he won't betray our trust. We healed the land and lifted the shadow curse. Moonrise will be a beacon of light again.
I did not think it possible. Thank you. My spirit smiles for the first time in a century. Now go. Finish your business here and leave while you can.
Okay. Well, I guess we don't need to ask him questions. We'll just to kind of explore and find things on our own. But that's an interesting interaction. I'm actually quite pleased that we were able to give him that information. I mean, damned for eternity, unlikely ever to leave, stuck here. But at least he knows now that it was worth it, right? At least in his mind. Who knows if he'll feel that way in another 1,000 years. But for now, he feels like his soul was well spent.
A delicious aroma still lingers around the table. Your mouth waters. Just a little.
There is some wine here, but oh man, the food looks disgusting. I remember, I think it's in Dante's Inferno, in one of the layers of hell. I think the one for gluttony, right? All the people there are gathered around a table like this, stuffing their mouths. But Virgil shows Dante the truth, that they're not eating like roast meats and fine baked goods and cheeses and fruits and everything. They're eating like awful, like corpses, and it's gross. I have a feeling we don't want to eat anything from here.
Perhaps this dinner wasn't to their liking. It seems Raphael is not always the best host.
Okay, what else have we got here? We've got debt consolidation. That seems to be the only thing we can interact with in this room. Let's check this out.
Creeping,
walking, crawling. I see you.
All right. A record written in Raphael's own hand detailing the adventures of various travelers in Faerun, including yours. The desperate will do anything to get out of a bind. That mind flayer toys with its food, but it'll become hungry soon enough. And they've proven such malleable little things. The crown for the hammer. More than a reasonable trade, I should think. After all, what use is power if you don't have freedom? So he's noodling ideas. He's plotting what to offer in exchange for what. He's working on deals. All right, we've got two paths here. We can go over here to these infernal iron doors. We can go over here to these locked infernal iron doors. Technically now, Tava could also get herself up to somewhere like here. We may come check that out later. What I don't want to do is burn a bunch of resources getting the rest of the party up there. If it turns out there's another easier way to get there. We'll see. For now, let's head over here.
I can't feel my legs. I can't feel my skin.
Okay. Let's crack open these infernal iron doors and see what lies within here. Okay. It seems to be a parlor of sorts. Let's come in and meet some folks. We've got Perfect Eternal Debtor, Waltzing Eternal Debtor, and Mocking Eternal Debtor. Let's speak to Perfect first. Oop.
You! Are you good?
Are you good?
I tried, but I don't think I can ever be good. Instead, I'll be perfect.
Okay. What about the Waltzing Eternal Debtor?
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Don't look at me. I'm dancing. I love to dance. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, so presumably these guys get punished or tortured or something if they don't fulfill their obligations, which, you know, she's been ordered to be perfect. She's been ordered to waltz forever and ever. Oh, prison hatchway. Interesting. All right. The Mocking Debtor.
Wicked shadow stole my breath.
Now, I wonder if there's some reason we shouldn't loot this place blind. Like, if we steal things. Debtor's attire. Okay. So we already gained Debtor's attire from our successful interaction with Hope. So we don't need to steal that. It's not really worth the price of carrying it at 11 gold. Pristine mesh toe sandals and Debtor's attire. We have an opulent chest here at the prison hatchway, a silver plate and a red apple. I certainly don't want to take any food from here, but other things we might. Let's look at the rich clock here. Okay, it's not worth anything, but we can interact with it.
The face of the clock is downcast.
The founding of Baldur's Gate, the abridged version of Plamondon's popular history of the Gate, written in a breezy conversational style more accessible than that of most scholarly histories. For example, the cozy crescent of land around Grey Harbor has been settled for at least 1,500 years, favored by bucolic fisherfolk and beachcombers, as well as the less savory smugglers and outright pirates. But there wasn't really much of a permanent town there until one of its seagoing entrepreneurs, fellow known as Baldur, returned from an expedition with a hold full of gold. And he was generous in spending it, building wharves and warehouses along the waterfront, and a great granite wall curving across the slopes to protect it from the raiders sweeping down from the fields of the dead. Okay. What else we got in this room? A modest guide to Sword Coast wine. Over here we've got a plaque. We do have kind of a little bit of elevation going up here. This may lead to that balcony. Yes, it does. Okay, so I'm glad I didn't fly up there. Let's read the plaque real quick. And a bunch of doors to work with.
Here, the chaos of the world is dimmed. Here, the violence of life is pacified. Here, there is order.
In the House of Hope, huh? Okay. Why don't we check out the balcony real quick? So, there's a document here called Security Breach. We are concerned to report a regrettable incident within our esteemed House of Hope. It's come to our attention that one of the guests, driven to madness by insatiable curiosity, attempted to breach the sanctity of your revered boudoir. The misguided individual, their mind clouded by a desperate desire for forbidden knowledge, sought to gain access to your private quarters and uncover the secrets that lie within. They believed that the back door on the balcony would serve as their clandestine path to knowledge. However, rest assured, my lord, that our vigilant guardian swiftly intervened and prevented any further trespassing. So please don't turn us into lemures. We've heard about lemures earlier in the playthrough, but as a reminder, they are the lowest form of life in the Hells. They are essentially a slug, which is sent to the front lines of the Blood War over and over again as the lowest form of cannon fodder. Literally just a flesh obstacle in the way of a powerful demon. But they're sent in huge waves to try and slow down the assaults of the fiends trying to break into the Nine Hells. Being a lemure means you basically have no mind and are endlessly killed and reborn in the vats. So it's a pretty awful punishment. The back door on the balcony would serve as their clandestine path. Interesting. So there may be, maybe over on the other balcony, there were two, right? There was one over here, I think? Yeah, So from this position, it's a bit hard to navigate. Yeah, we're in the left wing off the feast hall, or the east wing, I guess. The right wing. We do have silver chalices. I mean, like, sure, I can steal these and add to wares, but it's not that important that I do it. Let's check the plaque.
Pain. Become its bedfellow, and you will know true pleasure.
Okay. So nothing else of interest on this balcony here. We have the immortal eternal debtor here. I think he's whipping his back. He's scourging himself.
Kill me. Kill me, please.
I mean, okay. Oh! Uh-oh. Okay, I've just broken my disguise. Well, that was a mistake. Alright guys, I'm gonna take a break here. When we come back next episode, we'll fight the entire House of Hope, apparently. My act of mercy was a terrible, terrible mistake here. So right now we've got a Vengeful Imp, a Vengeful Maragon, a Hell Sphere, and the Mocking Eternal Debtor, who is alarmed. Oh my goodness. Alright, well, yeah, that's gonna be it for this time. When we come back, I guess you know what's gonna happen at the start of next episode. We'll see you then. As always, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. We'll see you next time. Take care.